Machiavelli said, "People don't stay loyal to you. They stay loyal to their need for you. The moment you are no longer useful, they forget you ever mattered." Men are ungrateful, fickle, false, and cowardly. Accept this truth, not to grow bitter, but to grow wiser and stronger. Be needed, never needy. It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both, because in the game of power, respect outlasts affection every time. Be valuable but never weak. Always control how and when you are used. The wise do not demand loyalty, they demand results. Make yourself indispensable but never replaceable. Remember this, those who rely on others become vulnerable, but those who remain self-reliant control their fate. Stay in control, stay useful, and never forget, if you are not needed, you will be forgotten. Power belongs to those who prepare for betrayal before it arrives.
Machiavelli, the Italian philosopher of the 16th century, left behind a powerful warning that remains strikingly relevant today. A man who tries to be good in all circumstances will be destroyed by those who are not. At first glance, these words may shock or even seem cynical. After all, we are taught to value sincerity, kindness, and moral integrity. Yet selfishness and cynicism persist everywhere. Our first reaction may be disbelief. How could this be true? Isn't virtue supposed to protect us? Yet human experience, social dynamics, and psychology confirm this statement. Being good without discernment can lead to serious consequences. Kindness, as we commonly understand it, implies qualities like generosity, honesty, loyalty, compassion, and adherence to moral principles. But in a world where not everyone shares these values, kindness can become a burden. Why? Because it creates vulnerability. Those who do not respect these principles will exploit trust, goodwill, and loyalty for their own advantage. The paradox is cruel. The more you try to be good and fair in every situation, the more you expose yourself to people who operate without scruples. To illustrate this point, one only needs to look at history. Take Socrates, for example. The Greek philosopher lived strictly by principles of truth and virtue. He questioned the powerful, denounced injustice, and sought to awaken the minds of his fellow citizens. Yet, his absolute integrity and refusal to compromise led to his execution. His goodness, his fidelity to truth, could not protect him from those willing to eliminate any threat to their comfort or power. Similarly, Machiavelli often refers to Cesare Borgia, a man whose life perfectly illustrates the strategic intelligence required to survive in a ruthless world. Unlike Socrates, Borgia combined ambition, pragmatism, and political intelligence. He understood that blind goodness could be fatal and that survival sometimes required navigating the gray areas of morality with prudence and awareness. The contrast between these two figures shows that virtue, practiced without discernment, can lead to destruction, whereas thoughtful goodness can be a lasting strength. But this idea is not confined to ancient history. Even in our modern societies, the principle holds. In the workplace, for instance, an individual who is completely honest, transparent, and principled may find themselves at a disadvantage compared to colleagues who are willing to manipulate, lie, or cheat to get ahead. Absolute goodness, admirable as it may be, becomes a vulnerability. The world does not always operate according to fairness or justice. It often operates according to opportunism, strategy, and sometimes cynicism. Psychologically, this phenomenon is well documented under the term moral exploitation. Virtuous individuals who naturally trust and seek the common good are often perceived as targets by those pursuing personal gain. Their qualities become vulnerabilities. Empathetic and altruistic people can be manipulated precisely because they anticipate the best in others, give others the benefit of the doubt, and avoid confrontation. Meanwhile, more calculating individuals can detect these signals and use them to their advantage. Goodness, when naive and unstrategic, can lead to profound suffering and social disadvantage. Understanding this reality does not mean abandoning kindness. On the contrary, it calls for a reinvention of how we practice goodness. True moral intelligence combines virtue with discernment. It means staying true to one's principles while being aware of risks and social dynamics. It requires knowing when to be open and when to protect oneself, when to trust and when to defend, when to act with compassion and when to act with prudence. Strategic goodness is not less moral. It is simply conscious. It recognizes that the world is not uniform and that not everyone plays by the same rules. In practice, this approach manifests in multiple ways. In personal relationships, being generous and honest does not mean ignoring signs of manipulation or malice. It means setting boundaries, observing and understanding others' behaviors, and choosing carefully whom to trust. In professional life, it may involve developing strategic skills, such as anticipating others' moves, negotiating effectively, or protecting one's interests while maintaining integrity. Modern history provides equally revealing examples. Idealistic political leaders, or those who strictly adhered to moral principles without flexibility, have often been outmaneuvered by more pragmatic adversaries. Their inability to navigate complex alliances, compromises, and strategies cost them power, reputation, or even personal safety. Kindness without discernment can be a double-edged sword. It elevates the morally upright, yet leaves them socially vulnerable. This reflection also resonates deeply with human psychology. Kindness and empathy are essential qualities, but they must be paired with a realistic understanding of others' intentions and behaviors. Developing what could be called mindful vigilance allows one to preserve values without becoming prey. This vigilance is not cynicism or manipulation. It is awareness that blind goodness can sometimes invite exploitation. Machiavelli's paradox is thus twofold. Absolute goodness can be dangerous, but thoughtful, conscious, and strategic goodness is a force. This concept transcends morality and touches the essence of human intelligence. The true power of goodness lies in its ability to remain intact while navigating an imperfect world. It requires courage, lucidity, and discernment, qualities no less noble than goodness itself. In daily life, applying this lesson can transform how we perceive relationships, society, and even ourselves. Understanding that some will always act in their own self-interest need not make us cynical. It can make us wiser and stronger. It teaches us to protect our integrity while acting with compassion and intelligence. In this sense, goodness becomes not just a moral choice, but a life strategy. Machiavelli's reflection invites us to reconsider our concept of virtue. Being good is not about naivety or absolute idealism. Being good means navigating human complexity, maintaining values while understanding social and psychological realities. It is finding the subtle balance between heart and mind, between integrity and prudence. It is recognizing that blind goodness can destroy, but conscious, strategic goodness elevates. Thus, Machiavelli's message transcends centuries. It guides us toward profound wisdom. Goodness is neither naive nor passive. It is active, aware, and sometimes audacious. It demands consciousness, vigilance, and understanding of human dynamics. And it is this combination, subtle yet powerful, that allows goodness to survive and flourish in a world where not everyone shares our values. Machiavelli does not ask us to abandon our humanity, but to refine it. He reminds us that when exercised with discernment and intelligence, goodness is not a weakness but a strength, one capable of protecting, inspiring, and transforming not only our own lives, but the lives of those around us. Within this paradox lies the depth of human existence. Remaining moral while aware of danger, remaining just while understanding human complexity, remaining good while knowing the world is not always good.